All right, outside the boxers. This one's entitled, What Are You Doing to Minister? We are going to be in John chapter 15, 1 through 17 this week. And so we are definitely all in the red letter, if you can see here. So it is Jesus speaking here. Okay, and so part of the reasons why I'm sitting here ministering to y'all is because of a teaching that I have received in this passage. And so I'm pretty much just passing it along in my own words. Okay? So we're going to start in verse 1. I am the true vine, and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes, so that it will be even more fruitful. Okay, so this here, he's saying that the God the Father. So Jesus is the vine. Okay, this is the key. Jesus is the vine. That is where we get our sustenance. That is where we get, the true just downloads of God, and that's where I get my inspiration for a lot of the stuff that I teach on. Is I'm getting it from the source. I'm not getting it from commentaries. I'm not getting it from online sermons. I'm getting it through what Jesus and the Holy Spirit is teaching me in my own life. Okay? And then the Father is the gardener. Okay? He's the one that takes care of the garden. And it says in here that he prunes. Okay? So the pruning process is not a comfortable thing. But the Bible does say that he disciplines those that he loves. So he obviously loves his son. And if we're tied into that vine, we're grafted into this vine at salvation. Okay? And so we're part of that love that he has for his son. Okay? And he in that love, he wants this vine to bear the most fruit possible and the very best fruit possible. Okay? So, moving onwards here. Remain in me, and I will remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself. It must remain in the vine. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me. Obviously, you cut a branch off of a tree, what does it die? It withers, it dies, it can't bear no more fruit. So, sorry for y'all that think that it's okay to disconnect yourself from, just everything and just kind of live in the world, because that's what's going to feed you. So you got to be tied into the vine. I am the vine, you are the branches. If a man remains in me, and I in him, he will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. If anyone does not remain in me, he is like the branch that is thrown away and withers. Such branches are picked up, thrown into the fire, and burned. And, what we know, that's what an alliteration to. So, we don't want to be part of that party. If you remain in me and my words remain in you, ask whatever you wish and it will be given you. Okay, so if we're plugged into Jesus, and we're not just plugged into what our pastor says or our Sunday school teacher says or what, the televangelist on TV says, or what, what's his name that writes them famous books says, that if we're plugged into Jesus, and we really get our heart connected to his, we will know his will and we will pray his will. And if we're praying his will, it will be done. Well, just like Ezekiel. God told Ezekiel to speak to his breath. Tell his breath to be, breathed into them dry bones and bring them back to life. We get into a relationship with God like that, we're going to see greater things than these happen in our life. And we have the opportunity for that to happen in the close near future. Okay, so if I can find my spot here again. And this is to my Father's glory, that you bear much fruit, showing yourselves to be my disciples. As the Father has loved me, so I have loved you. Now remain in my love. If you obey my commands, and you will remain in my love, just as I have obeyed my Father's commands and remained in his love. I have told you this so that my joy may be made complete in you, and that your joy may be complete. My command is this: love one another as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, that he lays down his life for his friends. You are my friends if you do what I command. I no longer call you servants, because a servant does not know his master's business. Instead, I have called you to be my friends, for everything that I have learned from my Father, I have made known to you. You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you to go and bear fruit, fruit that will last. Then the Father will give you whatever you ask in my name. This is the command: love each other. And just a side note, Galatians 5:14, for the entirety of the law is fulfilled in keeping this one command: love your neighbor as thyself. There was a lot in there, okay? So if you lack joy in your life, what you need to do is you got to go out and love on people. Okay? I mean, that's the quick summary of that. And I think I'm going to have to do a second part on that part. But I want to go back up here and hit on the idea of being a fruit bearer instead of a fruit eater. As I went through there, I kept emphasizing that Jesus is the vine, and that's where we need to be. And I've heard so many Christians go and say, oh, I need to go to church to be fed. Oh, my church doesn't have enough services so that I can be fed. What about this? How often are you in this? How plugged in are you into the vine? That's exactly what this whole passage is talking about. Is that you remain in me. I will remain in you. So, is your pastor supposed to be in the vine, and then you just go and eat his fruit? Is that what's stated in there? Or are you supposed to be plugged into the vine, and you're supposed to be sharing your fruit with your brothers and sisters, because we're supposed to share each other's burdens? And if we're a body, and if I'm a hand and you're a big toe and you get stubbed, I can help you. Because I've grown my own fruit. And I have some fruit juice to help you get through your struggle and through your pain. But the same you can do for me. Or we can do for our pastors. Because I tell you what, they're not going to tell you. But they're struggling just as bad or more than we are. And the thing is the enemy is attacking them 10 times more than us, especially if we're eating off of their fruit. So, one of the most empowering things in my Christian walk is learning that everybody's supposed to be a minister. It doesn't go out and say, this doesn't say, go out, get souls saved, or even worse, go out, get people, bring them to church to get them saved. No, it says go and make disciples of all men. That means you go. You go and make disciples. we come together on a Sunday morning to build each other up so that we can feed each other fruit and not just so we can suckle off the pastor's fruit. So this week, I want to challenge you to go out and be a blessing to somebody. Have a great week. See you in the next one.